Good day and welcome to another edition of Infrastructure Weekly. I am your anchor, Sarah Yeku. On the program today, we will, as usual, be taking you through the activities of the Buhari administration in the area of infrastructure development. Let's take this break. When we come back, we'll hit the ball rolling. Stay with us. Welcome back. With an initiative to develop the power sector, make life more meaningful for all Nigerians and also develop small and medium-scale enterprises, the federal government is partnering with the Japanese government to attract more investment into the sector. Minister of Power Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, disclosed this while commissioning the 60 MVAR capacitor bank at the Akpo Power Station in Abuja. The minister also added that about 90 power projects will be commissioned under the auspices of the Transmission Company of Nigeria to increase the quality of power supply.
Before this present administration, Nigeria targets 4,000 megawatts power production, but today the nation produces 7,000 megawatts, the minister says. Hence, this first stakeholders workshop is on improving power supply to uninterrupted 2,000 megawatts and tackle issues including lack of infrastructure as it affects production, transportation, and distribution of electricity.
There can be no better time to explore this option than at this time when our inventory is full, our warehouse is full of unused power. And we have also a clear promise of more power to come. This is the best time to open this up to see how many willing buyers will take off power from those who are producing power.
The aim of this workshop is to provide an avenue for the implementation of this new policy and ensure power synergy between stakeholders, including consumers and manufacturers.
This is a very important meeting for us. And again, as big or as small as you may see us, I think this is a very defining opportunity to make a very strong statement about our commitment to the economic recovery and growth plan that the President launched, about our commitment to diversify Nigeria's economy once and for all, and about our commitment to do made in Nigeria.
While urging GENCO's, DISCO's, TCN, MAN and other stakeholders to be flexible in their deliberations, the Minister for Power, Works and Housing reiterates the commitment of this present administration towards providing access to effective power supply in order to support made in Nigeria goods, manufacturing and more.
For inquiries, comments and feedback, you can get in touch with us on our Twitter handle at infra_weekly or on Facebook at facebook.com/infrastructureweekly. Still on the power sector, the 700 megawatt Zungeru hydropower project is on and is a statement of intent and commitment by the federal government to ensure that Nigerians have access to electricity in order to increase local production. Let's take a listen to this report on the current status of the project.
The power sector had been experiencing serious crisis in the past. Now, the President Muhammadu Buhari-led government is one that understands the sector plays a critical role to the economic growth and development of the nation. This present administration is intervening through commendable efforts such as the signing of new contracts aimed at improving the power situation in the country. The Ministry of Power, Works and Housing, in the bid to meet Nigerians' concern for product delivery, is working tirelessly to ensure the completion of the Zungeru hydropower plant. A project with the federal government in collaboration with China entered into a partnership agreement to build a 700 megawatt hydro electricity generating plant in Zungeru, local government area of Niger State. The Zungeru Dam project, first conceived in 1982, was abandoned due to lack of funds. But with the intervention of the Buhari-led administration in taking responsibility to co-fund the $1.3 billion deal with the China's bank construction, activities at the plant site are ongoing with a target to improve on efforts to deliver efficient power supply services to Nigerians.
So good, we have paid 35 communities for their crops, economic trees and crops. So the next stage now, we are going to pay them for their buildings. That is structures. We are going to pay them very soon. That's the next stage now. So when we move from that stage, then we move to another stage. You know, we have almost 98 communities. So when we move from here now, we are going to settle some of those communities.
The federal government has set up a committee in collaboration with Niger State government to interface with the contractor and the host communities with a view to make compensation payments to the affected communities to ensure smooth running of the construction project.
They are under construction, and we are going there so that you can see what federal government is doing for them. Federal government is providing them school, providing them health center, providing them borehole. You understand? Then they are going to do the roads for them, internal road, so that the lateral road along all the community, and they are going to give each person his own land, and they are going to give them money. The money for their houses they are going to demolish. They are going to give them money to go and build another one, the way they want it. You understand? It's the individual that will build it the way they want it. So that immediately we are giving them their money, we are giving them letter of allocation to their land. So you just move there so that the water will not affect them.
The dam excavation project is complete, and the first turbine of the 6 turbines expected to be installed at the power plant would be running from December 2019. With this developmental progress, there will be an increase in power generation as well as improvement in agricultural activities, thus boosting the economic well-being of the nation. Local contractors say plans are reaching advanced stages to build 36 settlements for the 93 communities identified to be affected by the project. And with the intervention of the federal government through the Ministry of Power, Works and Housing, the inhabitants of these communities currently have access to the healthcare facilities, while students are offered books to facilitate their educational careers.
This project is going to be power, agriculture, and also agriculture, that is irrigation as well. So after this, when impoundment is done, when the water is gathered and everything, agricultural activities would really, it will boost agricultural activities within this area. And as you know, it will boost the per capita income of the communities as well. Employment is ongoing. As the work progresses, the need for manpower increases, and we will continue to employ more.
As the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, is optimistic that there is hope for the 3 sections of power, including generation, transmission and distribution. The completion of the Zungeru hydropower project will not only add 700 megawatts to the national grid, it would place Nigeria in a transformation stage in terms of power generation capacity, thereby boosting economic activities and creating millions of jobs across the nation.
Let's take a look at the development in the work sector, but after this break.
Coming together of opportunities, and this is what
infrastructure is the backbone of development, which explains the Buhari government's effort at bridging the facility gap. Infrastructure Weekly is a television package designed to bring you latest information on hundreds of development projects going on in various sectors all over the nation.
there is no state in Nigeria today where you will not see our contractors busy at work.
Power generation, rural electrification, road rehabilitations, national housing scheme, construction of roads and rail lines across the country, you name it.
We are now able to produce 7,000 megawatt of power. That is no longer debatable.
Infrastructure Weekly is Nigerians working together for a better Nigeria. So be better informed to take better informed decisions. Watch Infrastructure Weekly, showing on Channels Television Thursdays 2:30 p.m., NTA Network Wednesdays 5 p.m., and Core TV News Fridays at 8 p.m. Infrastructure Weekly, making development known.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, the program is Infrastructure Weekly, where we x-ray the infrastructure development agenda of the Buhari administration for national development. In the road sector, the federal government has identified some roads as strategic for national development. One of such roads is the Shagamu, Ijebu-Ode, Ajibandele or Benin Road, which connects the southwest, south-south and the southeast together. The road was constructed in the 70s by the Dumez Construction Company Limited, but over time, the poor maintenance culture of Nigerians has led to its state of disrepair. But now, the 225.308 kilometers long road is undergoing massive reconstruction as a result of the determination of the present administration to complete its repair, which had been a start and stop affair since 2003. The road is now in its fourth phase after the reconstruction of the phase 1, 2 and 3. The fourth phase is 98.4 kilometers long between Ajibandele and Ijebu-Ode.
A drive through the Benin-Ore road used to be a pleasant experience for users of the road, but over time, the 225-kilometer stretch of road became a nightmare to travel on. The stories of users' experience were the stuff of legends. But since the return of democracy, the road has also become a byword for alleged diversion of public funds with no appreciable impact on the state of the road. The situation was so bad that the former Minister of Works reportedly cried on a visit to see the state of things firsthand. But today, after several false starts, the road is seeing the attention it deserved with the reconstruction and rehabilitation now in its fourth phase.
The phase section will be reconstructed and the stable section will be overlaid with the asphalt. And the kind of structure that we are using is different from the former section, structure design that they used in the initial stage of this road. The reconstruction means that we are going to reconstruct the phase section. We cut the road to almost 0.7 meter down. Then you build it up with the boulder. Then we lay a macadam.
The project, according to the official of the ministry, will be completed within the 3 years after its initial failure to take off due to non-funding when it was initially awarded in 2014.
The total length of phase 4 is 94.4 kilometers. The project's duration is 4 years. The actual work really started when this administration came in, that is 2016. It was awarded 2014, but the real work started in 2016. We are now 18% completion.
He assured Nigerians that the project will be delivered with world-class facilities that will aid in creating a sustainable economic development for all the regions through linkages and reduction of travel time.
In terms of the asphalt, initially we have binder which is 60, we have wearing which is 40, but now we have macadam which is almost 20. Then we have binder, we have wearing. So which there is a difference between the thickness now. They have introduced the asphalt of macadam to prevent a premature failure.
Don't forget, for comments, inquiries and feedback, you can tweet at us at infra_weekly or on Facebook at facebook.com/infrastructureweekly. For travelers and road users in the eastern part of Nigeria, the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway is of particular interest because of its importance. More so, it serves as a link between the administrative headquarters of the old eastern region of Enugu and the main commercial heartland of Anambra State, such as Onitsha and Nnewi. Reconstruction of the road is now at an advanced stage after years of neglect by successive administration.
The Enugu-Onitsha Road Rehabilitation Project was divided into two major contracts, having Amansia, Obunofia and Induno village with 18 kilometers stretch work on the B part of the road, been handled by Niger Carts Construction, while the remaining 28 kilometer stretch to 9th Mile Ungwo is being handled by RCC Construction, same on the B part of the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway. The contractor handling the Amansia, Obunofia and Induno village, Halik Andre, spoke on the level of work done so far. The supervising engineer from the Ministry of Power, Works and Housing also spoke on how the ministry is ensuring compliance to maintain standards.
Old rate, 2009 rate, yes, which we can't use it for now. But there is some VOP which they call variation of price. We have some in the BOQ and the BME, but the VOP it can't reach for us to finish the job. We are almost 62% of the job completed. Remain almost 38% of the job, which we need a new rate to complete the job. Because now we are doing, last certificate is IPC number 9. after IPC number 1, we can still do 2.3 kilometer after the IPC. To just the VOP will be exhausted, so we can't move front with the old rate and no more VOP in the BEME.
Like I rightly formerly said, on this Enugu-Onitsha bound, there are two contractors here. This section 2, the outstanding section is being handled by RCC, which is about 58 kilometers. But the one of Niger Cart is 22 kilometers. All things being equal, special grace of God, I believe God, all things being equal, this road will be in use by December, God's grace. So once they are working, putting in documents of which they are getting their payment. Yeah.
For the Obuno Fair in Diono village to 9th Mile Ungo under the RCC construction firm, says the level of work being carried out by the company is to ensure that the former constant failure of a section of the road is a thing of the past. He added that the scope of work was expanded to Okuzu Umuya in Anambra State.
In sincerity, the job has been very, very impressive. The level of work, the quality of work. In fact, we have not experienced any form of delay in the progress of work. There has been progress. So I believe that the government is sincere. The Southeast people should be happy that this government has remembered the Southeast zone, because for over how many years this road was constructed initially, there has not been any form of serious rehabilitation. This is the first time in the history of this road that a government had decided to give full consideration and full rehabilitation of this stretch of road.
At the Lokpanta axis of the Enugu Port Harcourt Expressway, the construction firm CGC discloses that the project is less than 10% to completion.
So far, we've already finished almost 20 kilometers of the pavement. Yes. So far, without the heavy rain, we can achieve our goal to finish our own Sukuk section. Actually, rainy season we cannot work too much on the pavement. You know, the quality is the top priority for the project, and the rain will spoil the quality of the pavement. So it's during the dry season we'll make a dramatic progress. Yeah.
The project has picked up this year. There have been some delays in the past since it was awarded in December 2015. It dragged because of funding, but by around October 2016, the present administration released some funds which kick-started the project again, and the contractor is really trying to make the best use of the period. It's making serious progress, true, because it's the APC government that released the funds in October that have kick-started the movement of that's the progress of the project. So the project is going very fast. So far up to today, we have achieved up to 7.25% completion of the project, and they are progressing, except just for the disturbance by the rainy season.
The contract was re-awarded in 2016 and 2017 and will, according to the contractors, be delivered in recorded time.
So much for the work sector. We'll be back with reports on the pace of work on the National Housing Project in Gombe and Bauchi states. Don't go away. Welcome back. The National Housing Program is currently on in 33 states of the Federation, with its steady site in Gombe and Bauchi states to see the scope of work being done and how the project is empowering the host communities. Members of the communities are commending the federal government for the initiative, describing it as God sent.
As President Buhari administration is fast-tracking the construction of houses under its national housing programs with adequate funding, the Ministry of Power, Works and Housing is ensuring that the construction works are ongoing all over the country. The Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing has expressed satisfaction on the pace and quality of the ongoing 76 housing units under the federal government housing program in Gombe State.
And that is the essence, so that the local content will be enhanced, and with time, the Nigerian engineers will be able to take over and take full control of some of these jobs. And that is the essence of this exercise, that even the Nigerian is being invited to witness the fact that some of the engineers who are working are also Nigerians.
The National Housing Program site here in Gombe, whereby we have 76 units total, and out of it we have 4 number 1 bedroom, and then we have 48 2 bedrooms and 24 3 bedrooms. 4 out of the projects have been completed. They've assumed practical completion. This project started 2017, and right now, as you can see, it is at various stages of completion.
We thank God the program went fine. At present, we have about 4 that are practical completed in the 2-bedroom category. We also have 1 that is just about to be practically completed in the 3-bedroom category. We have almost 18 different units that are at finishing levels. What I mean by finishing level, they have put down their windows, doors, start rendering, and about to paint. We believe by the middle of March or beginning of April, most of them will be ready for occupation, or that they have assumed practical completion. We have almost getting to 1,000 people that are here on site, ranging from artisans, professionals, laborers, vendors of various building materials, food vendors, and the rest of them.
The 76 housing units near completion are made up of 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments, and the government is working towards making it affordable for civil servants at all levels. Stakeholders and beneficiaries at the site commend the federal government for the project, as it has helped in providing job opportunities for over 500 artisans in Gombe.
A total of 40 blocks, which means here in Bauchi will be able to accommodate a total number of 80 number housing units. In addition to the building, we also have provision for infrastructure, where we intend to do construction of the road. As you can see, what work is ongoing on the road work. In addition to road, we will provide electricity and equally provide water supply.
There is no doubt that construction industry is contributing a lot to national growth, to national economy. Because if you consider the number of direct and indirect jobs that this project has created, is beyond something that your imaginations. Because here, like here in Bauchi State, we've employed at least from the beginning of this project to this stage, we've created, I think, nothing less than 1,450 direct and indirect jobs. What I mean by direct and indirect jobs, I mean it starts from the laborers, artisans, non-artisans, suppliers, subcontractors that have engaged in this project.
We are here with them because we know what we make here. Because we want the governor to do more than this again for us. Let them not stop like this. Because if there's no work, no business now. If there's work, there is business. And we businesswomen will improve from them. So one improvement from there again, more again.
In Bauchi State, the federal government is constructing 40 blocks translating to 80 units of houses. The buildings consist of 1, 2, and 3-bedroom semi-detached bungalows with over 20 local contractors working on the site. The project is creating jobs and boosting economic activities in the state. Almost all the buildings have been roofed and is at completion stages as stakeholders share their experiences.
And that's all we can take on today's episode of the program. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Let's continue the conversation on Twitter at infra_weekly and on Facebook at facebook.com/infrastructureweekly. We can truly take our country to the next level by being law-abiding citizens, taking ownership of all public utilities by protecting them from vandalism, and lastly, by paying your tax. Don't forget, Nigeria is a great nation. Thank you so much for watching. I am Sarah Yeku. Bye for now.
Bring all the traffic into this direction.
We are going to work to ensure that the better the road